Did you ever wonder why there are different seasons? Why fields burst with crops in summer but lay barren in winter? The answer lies in an ancient tale, a story of a mother's undying love for her daughter. In ancient times, Demeter, the goddess of agriculture, nurtured the earth's crops. She tended the fields with boundless love. Her daughter, Persephone, was her pride and joy. Persephone was no ordinary girl. She was bright, graceful, and shared her mother's passion for nature. Together, they made the earth flourish. But beneath their peaceful world, something dark and powerful stirred. Persephone loved to wander the meadows, gathering flowers and basking in the warmth of the sun. But one day, as she skipped through a field, she spotted something truly magical, a radiant, shining flower that seemed to glow with a strange, otherworldly light. As Persephone reached out to grasp it, the ground beneath her feet began to tremble and cracked open. From the depths of the earth, a dark chariot rose, drawn by black horses, with Hades, the god of the underworld, seated upon it. With terrifying strength, he seized Persephone and dragged her into the depths of his kingdom. Her desperate resistance was in vain, and only her anguished screams echoed through the empty meadow as the chasm closed behind them. When Demeter arrived and found the meadow empty, her heart shattered. Persephone was gone, and she searched for her tirelessly, until, driven by despair, she turned to the gods for answers. But the gods, silent and unwilling to intervene, knew the truth. Zeus, the king of the gods, had arranged Persephone's marriage to Hades, without consulting Demeter or the girl herself. In her grief, Demeter withdrew her blessings from the earth. Without her care, the crops withered, and a terrible famine began to spread across the land. Mortals perished, and the gods, concerned for their worshippers, demanded Demeter return to her duties. But Demeter refused. She swore she would not let the earth be fertile again until her daughter was returned. Meanwhile, in the cold and lifeless realm of the underworld, Persephone was trapped. Though she was treated as Hades' queen, she refused to accept her fate. She mourned for her mother and the sunlight she had once known. She was hungry, not just for food, but for the warmth of life itself. Her longing was unbearable, and eventually, Persephone's hunger led her to pick up a pomegranate, the fruit of the underworld. As she ate just a few seeds, she unknowingly bound herself to the realm of the dead, for eating food from Hades' domain meant she could never leave for good. Above the earth, Demeter was desperate for answers. She sought the help of Helios, the sun god, who had witnessed the whole event. He revealed the truth, how Zeus had allowed Hades to take Persephone. Demeter, furious and heartbroken, marched to Mount Olympus and confronted Zeus. She demanded Persephone's return, but Zeus, ever the diplomat, told her it was too late. Persephone's fate was sealed, but Demeter refused to accept this fate. In an effort to reach a compromise, Zeus proposed a solution. Persephone would spend 2/3 of the year with her mother on Earth, and the remaining 1/3 would be spent in the underworld with Hades. And so it continued. When Persephone returned to the earth, Demeter rejoiced, and spring returned to the land. But when Persephone had to return to the underworld, Demeter's joy turned to sorrow, and the earth grew cold and barren once more. Winter arrived. Thus, the changing of the seasons was shaped by the love between mother and daughter. Spring and summer flourished when Persephone was with Demeter, but when she returned to the underworld, the world sank into the grip of autumn and winter. This timeless tale of Hades and Persephone reminds us of the delicate balance between life and death, joy and sorrow, and the ever-turning wheel of the seasons. Do you think Persephone was happy with her dual life? Did she find joy in her role as the queen of the underworld? Let us know your thoughts on this story.